All right, we're back. Methods, it's time to get into round two once again. We just did our first 6 picks. Now it's time to see the top 6 squads make their moves. Team Caliber is up next. And TK, they've already added some, I guess you could say, some S&D power. Let's see what they're going to add to this team now in the second round. Mud Dog added first. Now Sender. I thought he might go in round number 2. He is now picked up here by this TK lineup. I guess Mud Dog is not necessarily S&D specialist. He's in more of an overall player. What do you say Sender is in your eyes?
Sender probably works harder than most people in his community. He wants it. I've never seen an amateur more hungry than Sender, and I play with him so much. He's a local player. I met him at NJ Halos a while back, and I don't have enough to say that's good about the guy. He's extraordinary, and I'm glad he actually got this opportunity because I always see him getting the worst end of the stick on Twitter. So Sender's going to be that player. He's going to be really vocal, sort of going to take over that leadership role, and he's going to slay everything he sees.
I really like what TK is doing here. Like you said about Mud Dog, hungry players, guys who want to grind, who want to get better.
They're choosing the players who are going to sub in and treat it as if it's the finals of a tournament. They're not choosing players who are going to come in as a substitute and play like a substitute. They're choosing players who are going to play up substitutes, but you're going to think they're starters. That's how hard they're going to go.
I've been thinking about this on my way home. I actually flew home from vacation early so I could do this draft. But I feel this draft is going to be so much more important than last season's draft because now it's summertime. A lot of people are going on vacation. Some people are going to really need to step up and play big when they're needed most. I think Sender could be that guy. My first interaction was seeing him at one of our Black Ops 2 DLC programs. As you said, a local came into our New York City office. He was on top of the leaderboard. Him and EnVyUs were basically going back and forth for that number 1 spot the entire time. Look out for Sender if he gets a chance to play for TK in Season 3. But to keep the show moving, we got to go to FaZe. They're the next team on the clock. And it looks like FaZe has made their move. Realize went in the 4th round of Season 2, now going in the 2nd round. Why do you think FaZe went after Realize here with their 2nd round pick?
Realize, one thing I will say is he can be inconsistent, but when he's on, he's really on. He'll drop 40s, 35s. He's really good reaction time and gun skill. Sometimes I question some of the plays he makes, but at the end of the day, he's a good friend of mine, and he's definitely worthy of a 2nd round pick.
Definitely made his name on VVV, as he was basically a shutdown player. Now joining up with the FaZe boys, we'll see what he will do as a substitute. His pro rank 64 overall, 11 game battles, tournament wins. Look for Realize. He was excited last night on Twitter saying, I hope I get picked up here in the draft. Realize you just got grabbed. FaZe is the squad you're playing for. Well, up next, I'm told it was supposed to be Envy, but Envy has timed out. They did not get their pick to the commissioner in time. So what does that mean? They will get 2 picks in round number 3. Interesting stuff going here for this Envy lineup. I wonder who made the mistake there, who dropped the ball, as they will not get their round 2 pick. That is going to open up an opportunity for Curse to come in and get the next highest player. And let's take a look. Curse is on the board right now, and it looks like we're going to see Curse go after KRaZy. He's been a part of this organization for a while, one of the main communicators on Curse Orange. He took a step back, let Saint play for him at the X Games so that they could get in on pro points. Always a good guy, someone that you can trust to have your back and an objective player from what I've seen. What does KRaZy bring to this squad, and how often do you think this Curse team will be using him?
KRaZy is definitely going to be used when needed. I actually saw him announce that I think he's moving back into the Curse house as the coach, I believe. So, but as a player, I mean, he's such a good player. He's very vocal, and I didn't know this actually until I saw him play. If you didn't know, or if you just heard of KRaZy, him and KRaZy used to be, and I think still are, really good friends, and they teamed back on in MW2 and CoD 4 under AOX. And Crow definitely knows what he's doing. He's been around longer than pretty much every pro still around, with the exception of a few. A lot of us younger guys, he's been around a lot longer than us. So he's definitely bringing, a lot more smarts than gun skill, in my opinion. His shot can be a little bit iffy sometimes, I see, but overall he gets the job done.
He's a hype man too. You know, you said he was an old friend of Clayster's. Well, he's very similar to Clayster in the booth. When they have a big play, he is the first one to congratulate his team, get them fired up. KRaZy now added to Curse, potentially serving in that coach role. You know, a lot of people will draw some comparisons to him and Rambo. I think Rambo may have had a slightly better shot, but I really love what KRaZy does, especially in S&D. He's definitely a vocal leader who is going to do anything the team needs to get the W. The question is, how often will he be playing with this Curse lineup? Up next on the docket, we got Optic Gaming on the clock, and already their pick is in. They knew who they wanted, and they got him. Last time, BigTymeR was picked up in the very first round by Evil Geniuses. Complexity at the time. Optic not going to let EG have the chance this time around. Big T added there at number 2. So, BigTymeR, he knows these guys, loves these guys, plays with these guys still on occasion. Do you think we'll be seeing a lot of Big T in the second half of Call of Duty Ghost here?
It's very doubtful, but if he is, it's going to be really fun to watch, just because, personally, I'm a big fan of Big T. He's always, he's a great entertainer, and he's really fun to watch, probably one of the best to ever do it. So I respect that man, like no other. And to be honest, I doubt he'll even play at all, but if he does, I'll definitely be watching.
I like Optic Gaming's picks from last year. I thought they actually had one of the strongest drafts at the end of the day. They went for Embos in round 1, Nex in round number 2. Didn't really go after some of the big names like we saw some other teams. But here, they go after a player that they really want. Let's show it one more time. In round 1, then in round number 2, they want to make sure that they're comfortable and they have someone they can trust to go up here. Firo picked up in that first round. BigTymeR added in the second round. So nice moves here from Optic Gaming. I like what I'm seeing here. And it looks like the next team here to complete round number 2 is going to be Evil Geniuses with the 12th pick of round number 2. They will pick up Fento. This is a guy we always see playing in the 2Ks, always on game battles. What can you tell me about Fento?
Fento works really hard. He's a very loyal player. He actually wanted to coach EX against us at Anaheim, and I said no because he wasn't on the team builder. He got pretty upset with me. But Bryce, he's
that big of a threat that you wouldn't let him coach.
He's a very good coach. I've seen him coach before. He's very vocal and he's very hyped. So he definitely brings that to a team. And he's probably one of the most underrated players that I know personally who really hasn't gotten their shot in the spotlight yet. So I definitely see Fento making some moves here.
Evil Geniuses. Interesting pick so far. They will grab Fento in round number 2. I like the guy. Looking at his numbers, he's got some pretty solid digits. But that is going to complete our first 2 rounds. Here is a look at where we stand overall. Thing 2 started things off as he is added to Justice. Down the middle, you see Pluto, Cosmo, Trojan, Felony. Spacely added to Radius. Keep your eyes on this team. I feel like something's brewing there. Sender goes to Team Caliber as they go after 2 very hungry players in Muddog and Sender. FaZe is going to add more slaying power with Realize, a guy who you said when he's hot has that incredible shot and can drop the 40 bombs. KRaZy added to Curse Gaming, another great fit for the Curse organization. BigTymeR added to Optic Gaming, and EG grabbing Fento. The team to look out for in round number 3 is going to be Envy. They ran out of time. They'll get 2 picks in round 3, missing their chance here in round number 2. That's it for round 2. Quick commercial break and then more live from the COD League Season 3 draft here on MLG.TV.